From Amateur Radio Newsline Report number 2333, this is Ham Nation Headlines for Wednesday, July 20th, 2022. We begin this week with one of the most groundbreaking radio transmissions ever to reach the Earth from space.
July 11th was a huge day for fans of space, astronomy, and science in general as NASA revealed the first images from the James Webb Space Telescope. The first deep field image released to the public, the highest resolution infrared view of the universe to date, shows a cluster of distant galaxies so dense that they act as a gravitational lens to magnify even more distant galaxies. Given the time it takes the light to travel, the photo also shows some of the oldest objects ever observed. The Webb telescope, which has been in development since 1996, differs from the Hubble, which it is meant to replace. It's designed to see farther into the infrared spectrum and can capture objects far dimmer than Hubble can see. While the telescope is not tied directly to amateur radio, it does use radio to transmit the data back to Earth, and we here at Newsline simply can't resist an exciting space story. For Amateur Radio Newsline, I'm Paul Brown, WD9GCO.
There's more big news involving space, this time from Indonesia.
After 6 years in development, Indonesia's Suraya Satellite 1, the nation's first satellite, has begun the first leg of its journey into space. Shipment to the Japan Aerospace Exploration Agency, or JAXA, in October of this year, the amateur radio CubeSat, which has an APRS digipeater on board, will be launched from Japan for its journey to the International Space Station. The ISS will release the satellite into orbit in November. It was developed by students at Suraya University and had support of the Satellite Technology Research Centre at the country's National Research and Innovation Agency. Experts at the Aeronautics and Space Research Organisation in Indonesia heralded the satellite as a pioneer of nanosatellites for Indonesia and expressed hope it would inspire other Indonesian universities to complete similar projects. For Amateur Radio Newsline, I'm Jason Daniels, VK2LAW.
Lastly, while not space-related, this announcement has one young radio amateur flying high.
Really? Oh my God!
That was the reaction of Audrey McElroy, KM4BUN, after learning she had been selected as the recipient of Newsline's Young Ham of the Year Award. Audrey of Cumming, Georgia, is the daughter of Thomas McElroy, W4SDR, and Janet McElroy, K4PRM. Her brother Jack is KM4ZIA. Audrey is 18 and an honor student who graduated in June from Forsyth Central High School in Cumming, Georgia. She already has begun computer science studies at Georgia Tech. She credits her parents with generating her early interest in amateur radio.
By the age of like 3 or 4, I was out there helping my dad put antennas up, run coax in the hot summer heat. Then I became so fascinated looking into the radios.
Audrey says promoting amateur radio is a big part of her immediate future.
Now I kind of make it my mission to bring more youth, and especially women, in amateur radio and STEM.
For Amateur Radio Newsline, I'm Mark Abramovich, NT3V.
Congratulations, Audrey. Mark's full, nearly 3-minute report can be heard in this week's Amateur Radio Newsline report. Audrey will receive her award on Saturday, August 20th during ceremonies at the Huntsville Hamfest in Huntsville, Alabama, and we hope to see you there as well. And one final historical note, it was 53 years ago, on July 20th, 1969, at 2017 UTC, that Apollo 11 landed on the moon. 6.5 hours later, at 0256 UTC July 21st, Neil Armstrong became the first man to set foot on the surface of the moon. 19 minutes later, Buzz Aldrin joined him. I was 8 years old, and I remember watching it happen live on television. And that's all from the Amateur Radio Newsline, your independent source for amateur radio news for 4 decades and counting at arnewsline.org. With Paul Brown, WD9GCO, Jason Daniels, VK2LAW, Mark Abramovich, NT3V, Karen Eve Murray, KD2GUT at the news desk in New York, and our news team across the globe, I'm Don Wellbanks, AE5DW. 7-3, we'll see you next time here on Ham Nation.